Hello friends, welcome back in today's session. I am Professor Fayyaz Khawadi from Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today we are going to start our unit number 2, helical gear, spiral gear, worm and worm, and bevel gear from theory of machine subject. So in today's session, we are going to discuss the first part of this unit is helical gear. And today we are going to discuss only the introduction part of helical gear. Here you can see the rotating image of helical gear. By observing, you can clearly differentiate what is the difference between spur gear and helical gear. Helical gears are similar to spur gear. And what is the similarity of spur gear and helical gear? We will see in next slide. But what is the difference? Why it is necessary to design the helical gear when already spur gear is in market? So what is the need? What is the difference? And what is the speciality of this helical gear? Here you can see the teeth which are cut on the blank disc on the helical gear is not the parallel to the axis of rotation as in case of spur gear. Here the teeth which are cut on the blank disc, here you can see here, these are the teeth. Okay, these teeth are inclined to the axis of rotation. These teeth which are cut on the blank disc, these teeth are inclined to the axis of rotation. This is the axis of rotation. These are the inclination. Okay, these teeth making angle with the axis of rotation, and this angle is called as helix angle. Okay, the angle made by the teeth with the axis of rotation is helix angle, and this is denoted by alpha. The new angle is introduced in the spiral is helix angle, and in first unit of spur gear we see one angle, that is phi, and that phi is nothing but pressure angle phi. Okay, the new angle is introduced here is helix angle alpha. So what is the similarity between the spur gear and helical gear? Helical gear is also used for transmitting the motion. Okay, and spur gear is also used for transmitting the motion from one shaft to another, which are parallel to each other. In case of spur gear, the axis of rotation of pinion is parallel to the axis of rotation of gear. The same thing is happen in helical gear also. The axis of rotation of pinion is parallel to the axis of rotation of gear. This is the similarity of both spur and helical gear. So is similarity is there. What is the difference? The angle which are cut, the teeth which are cut on the spur gear is parallel to the axis of rotation, but in case of helical gear, the angle made by teeth, this angle made by teeth with the axis of rotation is not parallel, it is at an angle with the axis of rotation. Okay, but when the helix angle of gear and the pinion are same in magnitude, if alpha for pinion is 40 degree for meshing the pinion with the gear, the alpha for gear should the same value, that is 40 degree. Alpha for gear should be same as that of alpha for pinion. That means, for example, if alpha for pinion is 40, alpha for gear should be 40 degree only. At that time, this will mesh with each other. The pinion will mesh with the pinion with the gear, but the hands of the teeth is opposite, but these are of opposite hand. For example, a right-handed pinion, mesh with left-handed gear, or vice versa. If left-handed pinion is there, it will mesh with a right-handed gear. Okay, so the value of alpha for both gear and pinion will be same, but opposite in hand. So what is the left-handed and what is right-handed gear? See in next slide, left-handed and right-handed gears. If the thumb of our left hand, if this thumb of our left hand is following the inclination of tooth of gear, is following the inclination of tooth of gear, that helical will be termed as left hand helical gear. And if the thumb of right hand, if the thumb of our right hand is following the inclination of tooth of gear, the helical will be termed as a right hand helical gear. Okay, is that clear? The left-handed pinion will mesh with a right-handed gear, and a right-handed pinion will mesh with left-handed gear. That is the condition for meshing. Now, if spur gear are available in the market, what is the need to design or manufacture the helical gear? What is the specialty of helical gear? See, the contact between the two meshing teeth. In case of spur gear, the contact between the two meshing teeth is a line contact, as teeth are parallel to axis of rotation. Here you can see that teeth of spur gear are parallel to axis of rotation. So the contact between the teeth of pinion and teeth of gear is line contact. Line contact is there. So due to the line contact, the sudden impact of teeth of pinion will be meshed with teeth of gear. Due to the sudden impact, the operation of spur gear is noisy. It creates noise. But in case of that, problem is rectified in helical gear. In case of helical gear, the contact between two meshing teeth begins as a point contact, and gradually increases the contact along the diagonal line. The contact between the teeth gradually increases along the diagonal line. This results in quiet and smooth operation of helical gear. So it does not create noise during operation. These are the specialty of inclination of teeth on gear. Okay, so these are some advantages of helical gear other than spur gear. The operation are more quiet and smooth than spur gear. The teeth are stronger than the spur gear teeth. As the teeth are stronger, so these helical gears are used for heavy load applications where load carrying capacity are required to increase. At that time, helical gears are used. Efficiency of helical gear is high, and this efficiency value of efficiency is up to 99%. The contact ratio is higher than the spur gear, and these are suitable for high speed application, as you see in that image. High speed applications. And what is the disadvantage of the helical gear? As the teeth are inclined to axis of rotation, so there are special arrangement are required for manufacturing the teeth, for manufacturing, for cutting the teeth on the blank disc. So these are somewhat difficult to manufacture. When special arrangement are required for cutting the teeth, the cost, it will directly affect on the cost, and the helical gear are more expensive than the spur gear. The friction, heat generation and wear is high. So generally these helical gear are continuously used with cutting oil, and in some application these helical gear continuously deep in the cutting oil to carry away the heat which are generated during the operation and to reduce the friction and wear and to increase the life of helical teeth. These are some applications: high speed automobile gearbox, machine tool gearbox, steam and gas turbine, and these gears are used for high speed applications. Okay student, these are some informations regarding helical gear. So at the end of this session, the student can understood the helical gear, and you can clearly distinguish between left-handed and right-handed gear. And student can be differentiate between the spur gear and helical gear, and can understand and can write down these advantages, disadvantages, and application of helical gear in the examination. Thank you so much for today's session. That's all.